Hi children, welcome to E-Class. Here, module 3 we completed now. Now we are going to discuss about the module 4, right? So before going to enter in that module 4, once I will revise the topic. What we discussed in the previous module, we discussed about the religious developments in North India. Okay, and before that, module 1 and 2, we discussed about the religious developments in South India. Okay, about the South Indian saints we discussed in first and two modules, right? So now here module 3 we discussed about the North Indian saints, North Indian religious developments. Okay, so in that we discussed about Tulsidas, Surdas, and Shankar Deva, and next Dadu Dayal, Ravidas, and next Mirabai, Kabir Das, right? For about them we discussed. Okay, so first about Tulsidas. Here before Tulsidas, actually these all the developments was done after the 13th century. Okay, after the developments of towns and kingdoms, and the people also changed their beliefs and their occupations at the same time, right? So here occupations means traders, artisans, peasants, right? Craftspersons, agricultural laborers, right? Different sectors they entered, and they used to listen the saints' words. In that way, here we should consider the Guru Nanak and Kabir. Guru Nanak and Kabir, they strongly opposed the orthodox religious beliefs, and after that Surdas and Tulsidas, they existed. Actually, they accepted to the existed beliefs in the society, right? So in that way, Tulsidas composed the Ramcharitmanas in the devotion of Lord Rama. Okay, so here that Tulsidas Ramcharitmanas was written in the Bhasha Awadhi. Okay, so Awadhi, already I said, that is the local language of eastern Uttar Pradesh people. And Surdas also composed so many things. Sursagar and Sur Saravali and Sahitya Lahari, right? These are the compositions of Surdas, right? And next coming to Shankar Deva. Shankar Deva actually belongs to the late 15th century, and he belongs to the state of Assam, and he wrote his compositions in the local language of Assamese, right? And next coming to Dadu Dayal, Ravidas and Mirabai. Here Ravidas belongs to the lower caste. That time he belongs to the untouchable caste, even though he influenced people more. Okay, so in that way Mirabai also influenced about him, and she followed him, right? Actually she belongs to the Rajput family, and she is a princess, and she married to the royal family of Mewar. Okay, so in that way she also followed, and she is a strong devotee of Lord Krishna, right? And she also wrote so many songs, kirtans, bhajans in their local language, and that was more popular by Rajasthan and Gujarat areas. Okay, that songs was sung by the people usually, right? And she also opposed the norms of the higher caste people at the same time, that time, right? So this is about the Mirabai. And next coming to Kabir Das also. Kabir also wrote so many things in their local language, and he followed that some cryptic language also, which we are not able to follow normally. Okay, so here what I am trying to tell you is all the saints who belongs to North India, they all wrote whatever they wrote, songs or myths or kirtans or bhajans, whatever it may be, that all the things are written by in their local language. Okay, means people used to follow that. They want to express their feelings to the people. They want to express their feelings to the society, right? So this is the common thing in the all the saints we can see. Okay, children. A closer look, Baba Guru Nanak. Children, this is today's our topic about Guru Nanak. Now we are going to discuss, right? So see the picture. Baba Guru Nanak, how pleasantly, how nicely he is saying, right? So here we know more about Baba Guru Nanak than about Kabir. His duration is 1469 to 1539. Born at Talwandi, Nankana Sahib in Pakistan. He travelled widely before establishing a centre at Kartarpur, Dera Baba Nanak on the river Ravi. A regular worship that consisted of the singing of his own hymns was established there for his followers. Irrespective of their formed creed, caste or gender, his followers ate together in the common kitchen that is called as langar. The sacred space thus created by Baba Guru Nanak was known as Dharmshal. It is now known as Gurudwara. And before his death in 1539, Baba Guru Nanak appointed one of his followers as his successor. His name was Lehna, but he came to be known as Guru Angad, signifying that he was a part of Baba Guru Nanak himself. Guru Angad compiled the compositions of Baba Guru Nanak, to which he added his own in a new script known as Gurmukhi. The three successors of Guru Angad was also wrote under the name of Nanak, and all of their compositions were compiled by Guru Arjan in 1604. To this compilation were added the writings of other figures like Shaikh Farid, Sant Kabir, Bhagat Namdev and Guru Tej Bahadur, like that, etc. In 1706, this compilation was authenticated by Guru Tej Bahadur's son and successor, Guru Gobind Singh. It is now known as Guru Granth Sahib, the holy scripture of the Sikhs. The number of Baba Guru Nanak's followers increased through the 16th century under his successors. They belonged to a number of castes, but traders, agriculturists, artisans and craftsmen predominated. This may have something to do with Baba Guru Nanak's insistence that his followers must be householders and should adopt productive and useful occupations. They were also accepted to contribute to the general funds of the community of followers. By the beginning of the 17th century, the town of Ramdaspur, that is called nowadays, that is Amritsar, had developed around the central Gurudwara called Harmandar Sahib, that is Golden Temple. Children, remember, here Ramdasapur is Amritsar and Harmandar Sahib is called as Golden Temple. It was virtually self-governing, and modern historians refer to the early 17th century Sikh community as a state within the state. The Mughal Emperor Jahangir looked upon them as a potential threat, and he ordered the execution of Guru Arjan in 1606. The Sikh movement began to get politicized in the 17th century, a development which culminated in the institution of the Khalsa by Guru Gobind Singh in 1699. The community of the Sikhs called the Khalsa Panth became a political entity. The changing historical situation during the 16th and 17th centuries influenced the development of the Sikh movement. The ideas of Baba Guru Nanak had a huge impact on this development from the very beginning. He emphasized the importance of the worship of one God. He insisted the caste, creed or gender was irrelevant for attaining liberation. His idea of liberation was not that of a state of inert bliss, but rather the pursuit of active life with a strong sense of local commitment. He himself used the terms Naam, Dan and Isnan for the essence of his teaching, which actually meant right worship, welfare of others and purity of conduct. His teachings are now remembered as Naam Japna, Kirt Karna and Vand Chakna, which also underline the importance of right belief and worship, honest living and helping others. Thus, Baba Guru Nanak's idea of equality had social and political implications. This might partly explain the differences between the history of the followers of Baba Guru Nanak and the history of the followers of other religious figures of the medieval centuries like Kabir, Ravidas and Dadu, whose ideas were very similar to those of Baba Guru Nanak. And here children once see, this is an early manuscript of the Guru Granth Sahib. Here you can see, while seeing itself we can understand this is a manuscript, that is belongs to an early manuscript of the Guru Granth Sahib, right? Belongs to 16th century. So children, I hope you understand the topic. So once again I will revise the topic, right? So in that, here a closer look of Baba Guru Nanak. Actually he belongs to the duration of 1469 to 1539, right? 15th and 16th centuries. Okay, actually here he was a great influencer. Actually here caste, creed, gender, everything will not be considered, right? And all his followers don't consider anything, and before going to death also he declared his successor, okay, Guru Angad. Okay, so here actually the total topic what I am trying to tell you is he conducted, means they, all his followers, whoever are there, that all the followers used to eat together in the common kitchen, that is called as langar. Okay, so means he followed, there is no differentiation between all the people, we all are equal. The equality principle he used to follow within the people. He want to spread in the people. Okay, what he wants to tell in his preachers, in his songs, in his all our speeches are there, whatever is there, in that all the things he wants to spread about the equality in between the people. All are equal. There is no caste, no creed, no culture, no color, right? So these things he wants to tell. And finally also he wants to spread jap karna, jap padna, keet karna and one chekna. Means here honestly we have to live honestly, we have to be helpful to all others, right? We have to be mingle with all others, right? These are the morals of the his concepts. Okay, so whatever he wrote, whatever he did for all welfare of the people, and he wants to spread his things to the people in their local language only, right? And their Amritsar, Guru Nanak's, that Amritsar was how much famous, that you know, right? Golden Temple, right? 6 religious place, that is holy place. Okay, so here actually here I want to remember you one thing. Okay, that is about 6 we read in the medieval period, and of course this is also medieval period only, but we read in the Mughals time also. Jahangir's time we read about 6, right? That is Khalsa movement, how Khalsa movement was emerged, right? And who followed that, what they did with that Khalsa movement, right? How they gathered, how they formed as a group, right? How they fought with the kings, how that Khalsa movement came like a political entity, right? All those things we read in the Mughal period, Mughal Empire, in the 4th chapter, right? So children, I hope you understand the concept, right? And here this is the time for the task. Today I am giving you the task. Already you read in the Mughals time also, and now also we revised once about 6 about Guru Nanak, Baba Guru Nanak ji also we revised now. So the task is about Khalsa movement, Khalsa Panth. Okay, collect the information about the Khalsa movement. Okay children, we'll meet you in the next lesson.